Okay, and we're recording. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam, and you are listening/watching To His Company.
Hey, I'm Alyssa. Thanks for being here. Today we're going to be talking about technology. And Sam had a lot to say, so I'm going to let her start us off.
I did. I've already inflicted this on you, so I'll try to be brief. But yeah, so I think, technology is a hot topic. Phone addiction is a hot topic, especially with regards to ADHD. A lot of people have made comments about how sort of digital addiction can cause ADHD. Let me just put that to rest and say it is not a cause. It can certainly interact with ADHD. So what I mentioned to Alyssa before we started recording is that I have had a relationship with my phone that has been tumultuous over the years. And
I love how you just said relationship. It's like,
I know.
We've had something really special and now it's coming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, it's been this kind of story arc, me and my phone, over the years. And so I wasn't quite sure what else to call it. But yeah, so before I was diagnosed with ADHD, before I had any idea that I had it, I was on my phone a lot. I mean, I'm still on my phone a lot, more than I want to be. But back then, I would look at it during lectures. I was in grad school. Lectures were super boring and hard for me to sit through. Would look at my phone, would see other people looking at their phone and thought, oh, I can do that too. But it also got to the point where I would do it when I was at dinner with my partner. And he would be trying to talk to me and I'd be looking at my phone and I thought I was listening, but I wasn't because I was trying to read at the same time.
Ooh, multitasking.
Yeah, that's a good topic, right? And then I'd sit and watch movies and I'd also be looking at my phone and I also thought I was paying attention to the movie, but then I'd be like, wait, what happened? And I would have missed it an hour before. After I started getting treated for my ADHD, after my diagnosis, then my relationship with my phone actually shifted quite a bit. And my partner and my friends commented that I was on my phone a lot less and seemed to be a lot more engaged in our conversation.
Can I ask what you think it was about your diagnosis that changed your relationship with your phone?
Well, my diagnosis meant that I then was treated, and my treatment consists of medication and ADHD coaching. So I think with the diagnosis came an understanding, or I started to understand why was I on my phone. And it's not that my phone's super interesting. Often it's boring. But for me, it was about having a socially acceptable way to fidget. And often, people are like, oh, I hate it when someone's on their phone. I would hate it if, someone were on their phone constantly while I was having a conversation with them. But it is viewed, or I felt it was viewed as more socially acceptable. For example, being in a lecture on my phone, because I saw lots of people on their phones, than knitting. Because knitting would actually distract other people, whereas me being on my phone was sort of like everyone's on their phone, so no one would pay attention.
Yeah, it's like a norm.
Exactly.
Wow.
So what about you, Alyssa? What has your relationship been like with your phone?
It's so funny. I had something to say and I wish I wrote it down because now it just escaped me. But my relationship with my phone, I would say that if I'm going to compare, which I don't like to do in general, but I think that when I look around, I'm on my phone a lot less. But so I have found the reason. I just also remembered what I wanted to say. So I noticed that I grab for my phone when I'm stuck. let's say I'm trying to write something and I don't know what I want to say. I'm like, oh, phone, let me just pick up this thing that's more interesting and can distract me from the hard thing. So every time I find myself reaching for my phone, I then now ask myself, okay, well, what's the hard thing? What are you trying to avoid? Also, if I hide my phone from myself, I have no use for it. But if I see it like sitting out of the corner of my eye, then I go to reach for it all the time. So I like purposely hide it from myself. And also, like, if I wake up in the morning and my phone is beside me, I'll grab it, lie in bed, scroll through things to like procrastinate getting out of bed, when I don't even want to look at my phone. And it's very stressful to look at your phone first thing in the morning, because then you're like, oh, I have to do this thing. I have to do this thing. Oh, there's this thing. This person messaged me. I should answer them. Just like all the things that you have to do come flooding in if you check it first thing in the morning. So I don't do this. I want to do it. I like to leave my phone in the bathroom. And then that way it's out of my way. I've done it a few times and I love the days where I do that. So it's just, building that habit in.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. An excellent habit. I've kind of done similar at certain points where I would put my phone on airplane mode from a certain point in the evening until at some point in the morning after I've woken up. And I use a white noise app on my phone that is really helpful for sleep. So what I have done is put my phone on the other side of my bedroom with the white noise app on and it charging. And that means that in the morning, I can't just reach over and get my phone from my nightstand. I have to actually like get up out of bed if I want my phone. And when I've been in like really great periods of my phone relationship, then I will, oh my goodness, I totally just forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back to me. Oh yeah, then I will keep it on airplane mode for maybe the first 30 to 60 minutes that I'm awake. And then I'll just be able to do my morning routine and not like the question of like what is happening on my phone doesn't come up, or at least can't answer that question.
Yeah, and like when you're thinking like, ooh, what's happening on my phone? What is it that you're thinking that you're missing?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is it's the unknown. It's like, oh, I don't know what I'm missing. It could be something amazing and I don't know what it is. Or it could be like,
so it's like FOMO. Like, what am I missing out on my phone that like I'm not a part of? Or like, for me, it's I'm missing something, like I'm forgetting something.
like what kind of thing?
I have no idea. I don't know. And it's actually like anxiety provoking. And that's what, like, I honestly love not having my phone around, and I just shove it in a drawer or like hide it from myself. It just feels so much better.
Yeah, I agree with like, for me too, having my phone out of sight means that I feel less twitchy about checking it. I think for me with the FOMO, it's not so much necessarily, oh, I'm forgetting something. It's like, oh, this is my connection to my friends and my family and the people I care about. Because usually I really feel compelled to look at my phone these days more when I am working by myself or otherwise by myself. And also trying to do a hard thing, like you mentioned. It's a great way to procrastinate, and I can feel good being like, oh, I'm going to text this person. Then I'm being a social creature.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Like, yeah, so it's like the connection that we're looking for by constantly checking our phone. I mean, the hard thing too, but like there's that connection piece. But like the thing that I find about that is there's something so like, for some reason, texting, messaging does not appeal to me. I do not feel like I have that connection that I'm looking for. I actually feel like let's say I'm at 0 when I'm looking for connection. I feel less than 0 when I'm texting. Because I think I get like confused and I can't follow it as well and I can't say things as fast as I would want to. But like this or an actual phone call is plus connection for me.
Oh, that's really interesting. It makes me think about the fact that I am a terrible texter, and like I've been told I'm a terrible texter. And by
I can vouch for that. She's a terrible texter.
and by that I mean like I'll just not respond for days or even weeks, or I just won't respond. And it's not that I don't this is kind of embarrassing. It's not that I don't read the message, but I'll be like, oh, I have to think about that thing and then respond to it. And then I just forget to respond. And I've actually been wondering if I should have like designated like 5-10 minutes at various points throughout my day where I'm like, okay, now I'm going to respond to a message. But that just feels so overly regimented that I haven't done it. But it does mean that like I have really good friends who text me. Like I've had a good friend who's texted me since April, and I realized she sent me several messages, and she's wonderful. So she's not like, hello, are you alive? She'll just like send me a message like, what do you think of this thing? And no acknowledgement that I haven't texted her back in like a month. But
That's really nice. That's such a good feeling. Like I feel lighter. It's like it removes the pressure of like having to respond to that.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I realized this past weekend that she sent me a message like a month ago suggesting that we talk on the phone. And I only noticed that because I was going to text her, oh, why don't we talk on the phone? And when I saw it, she had suggested it a month ago.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. I hope you don't, like, please don't take it personally that I haven't responded. She's like, don't worry, I don't. I know people get distracted or busy or whatever. So that reminds me, I still need to set up a phone date with her. But yes, I agree. Talking on the phone for me is way better for that connection.
Yeah, and I'm also not the best texter. But and this is gonna sound weird. I have trained the people in my life to know that. Don't expect a text from me right away. Don't expect me to respond to messages. Sorry, like I just that's not how I like to spend my time. And if you want to get in touch with me, call me. Have a real conversation with me where there's feelings and emotion. I can hear the raise of your voice or the sadness of your voice, or like I guess texting to me takes away from the authenticity of connection. You can be whoever you want to be and you can sound however you want to sound by text.
Or not. Someone might completely misread it.
Well, that too. And there's that scary thing of like you've just totally misinterpreted everything that I said. But yeah, like what I mean is you could hone your text messages. You could be like, no, that sounds too wrong, like whatever. And yeah, anyways.
So in conclusion, we hate texting. But we still do it anyway.
Yeah.
We're still tempted to do it anyway when putting off doing a hard thing. But yeah, I have done this thing before called, I've been reading a book called Digital Minimalism, and it's kind of a movement. And I did it for like a couple weeks a while ago, and it was really awesome. And I guess we don't really have time to go into the details of that today, but I am thinking about doing it again. And it's about fundamentally changing your relationship with technology so that it serves you rather than you feeling like sort of compulsively attached to it.
Yeah, like is your phone the boss of you? Because sometimes I really feel like my phone is the boss of me. It's like sending me reminders, do this, do this, do this. I mean, these reminders are the best thing in the world for me, but at the same time, it's very bossy. It's very naggy, and
really funny.
Yeah.
I said, that's really funny. Like, oh, I wonder if that's part of it for me when I don't respond to messages or I get overwhelmed by stuff on my phone where I'm just like, you're not the boss of me. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah. Well, like for you, it's like, okay, what you said reminded me that I do that too, but it's because I have to make a decision. It's like, oh, can you come to this thing? Okay, let me not answer that and I'll check. And then while I'm checking, I get distracted or I have to ask someone else and then I don't answer. And yeah, that's where like the issue is. But yeah, so like we'd love to hear what you guys think about your phones. And we're starting this thing called the accountability train. So if you want to hop on that with us and see, you know, how do you want us to hold you accountable for your digital consumption habits?
Yeah, and I'm interested in having people join me in like a digital minimalism 30-day challenge. I hesitate to call it that though, because it's not just like, oh, change your habits for 30 days, but the 30-day period is sort of, it's more like making more like radical decisions about how to relate to technology. And then after 30 days, you assess what sort of things serve you and which don't, and then be like more intentional about how you use technology. Anyway, I can get into more detail about that in another way at another time, but I would be interested if there are other people who would like to join me for the 30-day period.
Yeah, count me in.
Woohoo!
30 days of phone, you're not the boss of me.
I love it. That's much more catchy.
All right, well, I think that we are going to end this here. And
thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And I hope that you've enjoyed this recording. And also, I hope that you take the time to think about your relationship with technology and whether that relationship looks like you want it to. See you soon.
Bye.